Oslo Planks for us was an exploration into creating a collection that would be quite timeless and long-lasting for a commercial environment. This was taking a little bit of a step back for signature floors and what we're known for, because we're often quite bold with our shapes and our vivid colours. Through the development process, we looked at what timeless design was all about, and nothing resonated with us more than the Scandinavian design movement. As most people know, this style originated in the Nordic countries of Denmark, Norway and Sweden, but it really took off around the world. It was between the 1930s to the 1970s, which was considered the golden age for Scandi design, but the style was just so lasting. So many of the pieces that were designed during this time are still reproduced today. They just haven't dated. So it's not uncommon to see these pieces in even a really modern space because they're just so adaptable and sophisticated. So with this in mind, we looked at what the fundamentals of the Scandinavian principles were, and we really tried to harness them. So it was about simplicity, clean lines and natural textures that created a connection to the natural world. But beyond the aesthetic principles, design had to be durable, functional and affordable. So by far one of the greatest messages during this time was that good design should enhance the experience of the many and not just the privileged few. So basically good design should be accessible to everyone. So for us it wasn't just about trying to create a typical Scandi looking product, but more so trying to incorporate some of these core non-design principles into the collection to hopefully create something lasting. There are 3 plank designs in Oslo. You have Norse, Malmo and Skandi. Norse is the most minimal design in the collection. It's a tonal product, but it draws its interest from the high loops and the low cuts, which creates texture and almost an embossed look. When it's laid ashlar, it almost looks like a broad loom. The Malmo design is similar to Norse, but we've introduced an additional yarn colour to create some higher contrast and a stronger lineal pattern. Again, when it's laid ashlar, it really seams up nicely. And then there's Skandi. Skandi is the most graphic of the designs. It has horizontal cross-hatching that breaks up the vertical direction in the pattern, and it makes it look almost organic on the floor. Again, it uses that low cut and the high loops to create texture. The texture in all of the designs improves the strength and durability of the floor, which is really an important factor in Scandinavian design because those environments in those countries can be really harsh. So any materials that are used need to be really hard wearing and long lasting. As one of the core elements of Scandi design is affordability, it was really important that we kept this in mind during the development process. The way that we achieve this is twofold. So the timeless nature of these designs will give you a floor that won't date quickly. So it's giving your client better value for money. The initial cost of the floor, it's spread over a longer period of time. And of course, the other side of affordability is the price point. So despite the really heavy pile weight, we kept Oslo really competitive, so you're getting a nice heavyweight product at a really good price point.
In keeping with true Scandinavian style, the existing colour palette ranges from warm to cool neutrals. The colours are timeless and sophisticated, as well as practical and easy to use on their own or together, creating contrast with texture, which you can really see in how we photographed some of those colourways. Being one of the most popular design styles since its evolution, we really wanted to celebrate the Scandi style by introducing the colours which we are now seeing come through in this new Nordic trend. With a slight twist, it's moving away from the pastels with rich, complex and vibrant colours, featuring deep, intense hues, dust blues, forest greens and indigos, all inspired by the more dramatic tones of the Nordic landscape.
We added 20 colours to Norse, drawing on that new Nordic inspiration. We felt that Norse was the most versatile of the 3 patterns because it's the most minimal, and Scandi design is all about minimalism and clean lines. From a usability perspective, you can create highlights and blocked areas, or you can combine them with the base colours across any of the other designs. Even though the highlight colours are just in the Norse pattern, they do work really well layered with Skandi or Malmo. Funnily enough, the Scandinavian principle of accessibility is really in line with Signature's principles because everything we do, we run as stock lines, so they are super accessible for your projects. The collection is all stocked in 25 by 100 planks, but we of course have the option to customise in our 10 shapes that we're known for. And we have the added benefit of our Level A Green Rate certification, which allows you to achieve full points in Green Star projects. With 3 beautiful textures, really usable neutral base tones, and now the addition of some stunning feature colours, this is a really well-rounded, sophisticated and functional offering.